Good morning. Today is Sunday. It is August, 11th? No, August 10th. So it's August 10th, 2025. I officially finished out one full week on my meal plan on Saturday, which was the 9th. And I got really good results. I'm super excited about it. So when I first started, I did my weigh-in on August 1st, which was a Friday. And then I had my consultation that day. My weight loss coach and we discussed everything he wanted. He wanted me to eat 3 meals a day with 1 snack. And in each meal, I needed to have 1 protein and 2 slow carbs, no fast carbs at all. So for my snacks, I could have whatever I wanted, which I did. I ended up eating fast carbs for the most part. Actually, I think that's all I had for snacks. And so that's the program I followed along with last week. There was a couple of days, it was Monday and Tuesday, where I was struggling just a little bit, only because I was really hungry those 2 days. However, Monday, it wasn't too bad, so I was able to just push through it. But come Tuesday, I was like super hungry. And I had woken up really early that morning, stayed up really late that night. So I ended up going ahead and grabbing an extra snack. I ended up just getting a banana to kind of tide me over. And it did make me feel good because I was starting to feel like sick. And I didn't want to continue to feel like that. And I'll actually put up my food. I'll put up like a flip or a slideshow showing what food I ate every day for the week. I'll either do it at the end of this video or I'll do a whole nother video about it. So stay tuned to the end because I might put it at the end of this one. You'll be able to see I did not eat the exact same meals every day. I did not have the exact same foods every day. I did not starve myself. I had plenty of food. I was eating everyday foods. I was just relying more on fruits and vegetables than what I normally would, and less processed food, which quite frankly, I want to get away from that anyway, especially with all the seed oils, because the seed oils are really bad for you and they really irritate my gut. So I can tell when I have something that's over processed and has seed oils, my gut lets me know, and it is not happy. So I'm definitely trying to get away from that, as well as lose the weight and get healthier. And then there was another day, if I could talk, where I was really craving a peanut butter sandwich. Now, when I eat peanut butter sandwiches, I don't add jelly. So I said, well, let me see what I can do. The bread I use is not that many calories. So I went ahead and made just a peanut butter sandwich. It did put me over because as a female, I'm supposed to have 100 to 200 calories on my snacks. So it did put me a little bit over 200. I think I was like at 215 or 225. I can't remember exactly. I do have it in one of my pictures that I'll show later. So that one day where I craved the peanut butter sandwich, I did go over. And then the next day I craved the peanut butter sandwich again. So what I did is I cut it in half, and then I ate half of an apple with it to equal to 200 calories. And then I gave my husband the rest. He ate the other half of the peanut butter sandwich and the other half of the apple. That way nothing went to waste. Other than that, I didn't really struggle with too much. There was this. I am a soda drinker, so this entire time I was doing my very best to just drink water. And there were a couple of days there where I did really crave a soda. So what I did is I just kind of opened it, took a couple of sips, gave the rest to my husband. He doesn't really drink sodas, maybe once a day, if that. Maybe a couple times a week, because he's also slacked off on drinking those, which is what my goal is now. But I just drank 1 or 2 sips, gave it to him until I felt like I was, okay, I've been fulfilled. Let me just give him the rest, and he drank the rest from there. And I'll actually put up my food. I'll put up like a flip or a slideshow showing what food I ate every day for the week. I'll either do it at the end of this video or I'll do a whole nother video about it. So stay tuned to the end because I might put it at the end of this one. You'll be able to see I did not eat the exact same meals every day. I did not have the exact same foods every day. I did not starve myself. I had plenty of food. I was eating everyday foods. I was just relying more on fruits and vegetables than what I normally would, and less processed food, which quite frankly, I want to get away from that anyway, especially with all the seed oils, because the seed oils are really bad for you and they really irritate my gut. So I can tell when I have something that's over processed and has seed oils, my gut lets me know, and it is not happy. So I'm definitely trying to get away from that, as well as lose the weight and get healthier. So I highly recommend, if you're having any issues with your gut and just in general, to get away from seed oils the best you can. There are a lot of brands out there that are now moving over to avocado, coconut, or olive oils, and those are all really good oils. So that's the best ones to have. Those are the three that I look for. So if it's not 100% pure avocado, coconut, and extra virgin olive oil, I try to stay away from it. However, if I go out to eat, I know that they don't cook. Most places do not cook without using seed oils. You will see that I had a Chick-fil-A salad twice last week, and it was because we were on the go so much that I was hungry, and it was time for my lunch, and I was like, okay, I've got to stop and get something. So we just stopped at Chick-fil-A. It was really easy. But you will see that I had Chick-fil-A, and I know that they use seed oils, and trust me, I can feel it as soon as I get done eating it, because my gut really does not like it. I'm hoping that, people bring more awareness to seed oils and companies start changing and stop using that. But, that's something for another day. I'll do a video and I'll show you some of the snacks that we have that we've swapped out that don't have the seed oils in them, and they taste similar or almost exact to what we were eating before that was over processed and had the seed oils in it. And I'm sorry if you hear any background noises. Both of my dogs are in here, and one of them is kind of turning in circles trying to get comfortable, and the other one kind of snores a little bit. So you might hear that going on. All right, so on August 1st, 2025, that's when I first took my measurements, my glucose, and my weight, and my BMI. What I had was, for my glucose, I was 141. My weight was 314 pounds. My BMI was 62. And my waist was 55 inches. So that was all August 1st, 2025 on Friday. Now, this Saturday, I re-weighed in, checked my glucose, my measurements, and my glucose is down to 137. Woohoo! My weight is at 310, so I lost 4 pounds. And my BMI is down to 61, so it went down 1 point. And then in my waist, I'm not sure if I said my waist a second ago, but it was 55 inches. My waist this week is 54.5 inches, which means I lost a half an inch in my waist. So I'm super excited. I went down in everything. I did talk to my weight loss coach about my glucose because I was really concerned about that. I don't know why, I don't know a lot about glucose, so I can't, give you any information. But for some reason, I was hoping my glucose was going to go down quite drastically by the way I was eating. But he explained to me that it's going to lower over time. What he's looking for is he doesn't want it to get higher because, and I think I've explained this in another video, my glucose is usually at 110 or lower. It's usually in a really good range, and the only time it's high is whenever I eat ground meat, or if I go out to eat. Then that's when my glucose tends to be really, well, I say really high, but 110 really wasn't that bad. So when I saw it at 141, I kind of had like a little minor panic attack because that's the highest I've ever had it. And it just concerned me a lot. But he put me at ease. He said it's going to lower little by little, and every week I should see improvement. So I'm glad about that. So I'm going to go ahead and show you this. So if you just want to see the results right here, you can see last week versus this week, and I have to do a weigh-in once a week. So before my consultation every week, I do a weigh-in, measurement, and a glucose check. Those three things are going to help see if I'm on target and or on point. And like I said, there's going to be weeks and days where I'm not going to do great. There might be some weeks where I don't lose anything. There might be some weeks where I gain, but progress is progress, and I'm happy either way. I can tell you I feel 50 times better than what I did last week, or before I started last week. I was feeling really sluggish. I was feeling really bloated. My gut health was just kind of a mess because I still wasn't eating great, even though I was eating better before I even started. But I was always tired. I felt like I could always go to sleep. And then now I don't feel as heavy. I don't feel anywhere near as bloated. My gut health is quite a bit more happy with me, except for those 2 days that I ate, fast food. And then it got a little irritated because of that. So for the salads, I just want to explain that because you're going to see pictures of it. And in the pictures, it's going to have corn. I don't really like corn unless it's corn on the cob. I don't know why I'm like that. It's very weird. Everybody tells me it tastes the same. And maybe to everybody it does, but to me it doesn't. So since the corn was a fast carb, what I did is I just picked the corn out. I didn't take it out for the picture. I should have. But I picked the corn out. I didn't eat it. And I do know that the breading on the chicken, at the time I wasn't 100% sure. I had to ask. But the breading on the chicken is actually a fast carb. So I did technically have 2 meals with a fast carb protein and a slow carb. It was unintentional. I had grabbed the salad without thinking and should have asked for a grilled chicken salad because they do have that option. So going forward in the future, I'll probably do that if I'm not allowed to have the fast carb. But he said he was good. He said he was happy with it. I still lost weight, so I'm still excited. All right, so we also talked about the plan for this week. So remember last week was 3 meals a day, 1 snack, no fast carbs during my meals. I could only have a protein and 2 slow carbs as sides, and then I could have a fast carb for my snack, but it had to be 1 to 200 pounds. 1 to 200 pounds. No, 1 to 200 calories. Sorry, I'm having a moment apparently. So this week it's going to be a little bit different. So now I'm still eating 3 meals a day with 1 snack. Snack can be whatever I want as long as it's in that 1 to 200 calorie range. And then for breakfast and lunch, he wants me to do a protein, a slow carb, and a fast carb. So 2 meals a day. And then for dinner, I'm going to have a protein and 2 slow carbs. So that's pretty good. The only thing with that is I'm not having a full fast carb. So he wants me to cut my portion of a fast carb in half. And I can add a little bit more of the slow carb if I want to make up the difference, or I could leave it the same. So example is, was it this morning? Yes, this morning I had an egg bite and 2 sausage patties, 1 piece of toast instead of 2, and it is garlic toast because I like to put garlic and parsley. So 1 piece of toast instead of 2, which would be a portion. 2 is a portion. And then I had cherries. Oh, I love cherries. So like, I don't know what I'm having for lunch yet. I'm getting ready to go cook. But whatever I make for my lunch, I have to half the fast carb. So like, let's say I'm having macaroni and cheese, and let's say a cup is 1 portion. I don't really know. I have to look at it. I would do a half a cup instead of a full cup. So I'm just halving all of my portion sizes for the 2 dinners, 2 meals. So breakfast and lunch will be once again, I just want to make sure I didn't mess it up. The protein, a slow carb, and half of a portion of a fast carb. That's breakfast and lunch. And then dinner is going to go back to the protein and 2 portions of slow carbs. If you eat salads like lettuce, cucumbers, tomatoes, onions, those are kind of like endless slow carbs, so you don't really have to worry about your portions so much with that. And another thing I want to talk about, because I don't think I explained this, I do not count my calories. Other than my snacks where they have to be 1 to 200 calories, I do not count my calories on this plan. I do not count macros. I do not have to keep up with anything. The only thing I have to keep up with, the only thing I actually have to keep up with is my portion sizes. That's it. I have to make sure my portion sizes are, industry standard. And I do have a book that goes over the portions with me. I know, like, if I make a fist like this is how much portion of protein I can have. I have a cut on my hand, sorry. So, if you're not sure, you can look it up on Chrome. You can look it up on ChatGPT. There's plenty of books out there that will show you. I have Robert Ferguson's Diet Free Life book, so I know from that. And plus, when I did the Food Lovers Fat Loss Plan back when I was in my 20s, I have a really good idea of all of my portions. Anything I'm not sure about, I ask. Either ask my coach or ask ChatGPT or ask Google, or I look it up in my book. Because I also have, I was a real big Biggest Loser fan when Biggest Loser came out. So I have a Biggest Loser guidebook that tells you how many calories are in how many are in multiple different items. What is a portion size? Wow, I got tongue tied on that. Let's try that again. I have a Biggest Loser book because I was a real big Biggest Loser fan, which is also why my scale, you'll see whenever I post a picture of it, is a Biggest Loser scale. And I've had that scale forever. It still works great. No issues with it. But the book that I have tells you how many calories an item is and the portion size. I don't know if they still sell that, but I'm sure they have something newer that works just as good or better because that's a pretty older book. But just, you can also use your resources online. You don't have to pay for anything. Just look it up online. I really am excited about, making the changes this week because I love fast carbs. Fast carbs are potatoes, breads, pastas, chips, fast carbs, cakes, cookies, although I'm not really big into eating a lot of cakes. Sometimes I like cookies, but, very rarely. My thing is chocolate. So chocolate would be my thing. And also for last week, I did not do any workouts. He said if I wanted to walk, I could walk, but he wasn't going to put that on me just yet, just starting out. I had planned to walk last week, but we had so much going on. Like, my husband works 3 days a week. He works full time, and I work remotely from home. But right now, I'm in between clients. My new client starts Monday, tomorrow. So I'll be working from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. every day, and that'll take up some of my time. But I was off all of last week. I had just ended my client on July 31st that I had. And then so I had like a little over a week, just like a week and a half of free time, which I have not had in forever. But we had so much going on. On his 3 days that he works, I'm like nonstop busy because when he's at work, I do cooking, I do cleaning, I walk the dogs, I feed the dogs. I take care of everything in the house by myself while he's at work because he works 12 to 14 hour days those 3 days a week. So he comes home really late and he leaves early and he comes home really late. And then on the days that he's off, he takes care of the dogs, he does the dishes, he vacuums, he mops, he does all of that stuff. So I'm just super busy on his work days because, you know, I'm doing everything by myself and there's still a lot to do. We do have another business. It's a small personal business that we're working on. So that takes some of my time too, because I'm usually the one who does most of the work for it. That's why I work part-time from home. I only work like 15 to 20 hours even when I do work. But that's because I have all the other stuff in the house that I'm dealing with and the small little business that we're trying to run. He creates some designs, I create some designs, but I'm the one who does all the posting and checking emails, things like that. I don't think I ever got to the point. So anyway, last week he did not want me to put pressure on me to work out. He said if I wanted to walk, I could walk, but it wasn't anything I had to. Now this week he does want me to get some walking in. I do walk my dogs, 4 times a day when my husband's at work and I have them. But they're really quick walks. They don't last very long. I take them out there. They, you know, take care of their business. And then we come back in. I live in Central Florida. I don't know if I've said that. It is super hot here. So to stay outside too long, it's just too much on them. And it's too hot for me, quite frankly. We like to walk by the water, and we do have a baby gator, so I kind of always have to keep a lookout for that, make sure, you know, we're safe, the dogs are safe, things like that. But this week I am going to do some walking. I'm going to wait till after class because my client is a class that I have to be taking for 3 weeks. So after class, after 3 p.m. is when I'm going to do my walking, or I'm going to use my exercise glider that I have once he's home. Because when he's not home, I just have too much going on to try to get that walk in. I guess I could do it early in the morning, but I'll do it Tuesday through Friday. That's fine. He didn't tell me I had to do it for a long, specific amount of time or how many days I had to do it. He said, just get walking in. So that's pretty easy. I can definitely do that, and I'm excited to do that. I'll most likely either do my glider, my exercise glider, or I'll do inside walking. Like I said, it's hot and we're in hurricane season. So every single day it has poured down rain multiple times, lightning and thundering nonstop. So right now it's clear, but usually I want to say 3 to 5-ish it starts, and it goes on off and on throughout the whole rest of the day, which makes it a little harder to go out and walk, because if I was going to walk, it would be later in the evening when the sun is starting to go down and it's cooler, just because, you know, it's easier to breathe out there with the humidity and heat index. I'm going to put I can't talk. I am going to put our Facebook group link down in the comments. It's brand new, just like this channel, so I'm just getting started with that. I did post a meal that I cooked last night. I posted the recipe for it and a picture of it. It was really good. So last week, you'll see in one of my pictures, I made a salmon sheet pan meal, and it was really good. Don't get me wrong, it was really good. I personally am not a big salmon fan. It's not something that I love or really enjoy. It was good. I ate it for 2 of my meals. My husband absolutely loved it, but I felt like it would be better with shrimp. I really loved the vegetables. I thought they were terrific, and I thought the marinade that I made was amazing. It was a new meal. I'd never made it before. So I went ahead and made it again last night, but this time I added shrimp and it was perfect. So if you're interested in that recipe, I'll put the link for, well, I'll try to put the link for our Facebook page. For some reason, YouTube has not been letting me post links to in my description box. I'm not sure why. But if I do not get the link in there, just go to Another Year Bolder on Facebook. It's the exact same name. You'll see my picture, I believe. Yeah, you'll see my picture. And then it should be the most recent post. It'll have it, and it's really good. I hope you try it. If you like it, definitely leave a comment in the video. Leave a comment there. Either way, let me know what you think about it. I would say season to taste, like your taste buds. My husband is watching his sodium, so I don't put a lot of salt in there or a lot of salty seasonings in there because I want him to be able to season it to where he feels comfortable, and then I just season it afterwards. So if you want more salt and pepper or you want more seasonings, you go for it. You make it whichever way you want. If you want to make it with the salmon, make it with the salmon. I just happen to prefer it with the shrimp. I also did film a food prep. I'm gonna probably put that in, not in this video, it'll be in a different video. But the food prep is basically our staples that we have every week. So every Friday we go and we do our grocery shopping. We just do online grocery shopping and we pick it up. Except there are some times where we go to one of the warehouses to shop. And we pick up our basic produce. I say basic, but it's not really basic. We pick up the produce that we use weekly. And the produce that we use every single week, it's something that is always a staple in our meals, is lettuce, tomatoes, cucumbers, onions, strawberries, and blueberries. We always have that because one, they're all slow carbs. Two, we both enjoy those, so they're easy to have. And you will see in my flip chart of my meals that I mix and match everything. Sometimes I'll add cherries. Sometimes I'll add I don't think I did it this time, but I'll add oranges or apples or apricots or celery or, something. I'll add something different. But our staples, our hardcore ones that we have all the time are the strawberries, the blueberries, the lettuce, tomatoes, cucumbers, and onions. So we always have that because we can pair that with any meal and make it a healthy meal. I encourage you to figure out, if you want to take this journey or if you want to do this or if you just want to be healthier in general. Get some produce staples that you can mix and match with all your meals. That's what I did. You'll see one meal where I had, I think, don't quote me on this because I don't have the pictures right in front of me, but I want to say I had a pork chop and I had some mini peppers and cucumbers in a bowl with some ginger dressing, and then I might have had some cherries. And then in another meal I might have had, let's say I had the salmon, then I had broccoli, bell peppers, and onions as my sides. And then I want to say in another meal I had sausage patties with strawberries and blueberries and cucumbers one day. So I might be eating the same fruits and veggies throughout the weekend, throughout the days, but I don't usually pair them the exact same with every meal. Like there was one meal I had strawberries, blueberries, cherries, and then a protein. And then in another meal, I love cherries. I love strawberries. I love blueberries. I love both of those, all three of those. So you're going to see those in my meals a lot. If I crave something sweet, that's what I'm going for. So if I'm craving something sweet, I tend to go for the strawberries, blueberries, and cherries. And you can also have fresh apricots. I always have such a hard time finding fresh apricots here. So I usually get them in the can. And they're in light syrup, which I don't love, but I love apricots. The dried ones aren't considered slow carbs, so you can't use those. But what I do is I just take those staple produce items that we love, and then of course cherries when they're in season, and then we mix and match every meal. That way I'm not eating the exact same thing every single meal because I am someone who is a very picky eater and I get bored very easily. I love leftovers, but I love changing up my leftovers because if I eat them the exact same every single time I eat them, I'll get bored of them really quick, probably before I'm even done with the leftovers. So I don't do that. My husband, God love him, he will eat anything, anytime. He will eat something every day if that's what it takes. He's just good. He's amazing. So he likes pretty much everything, and I'm the picky eater. So, and since I'm the one that does most of the cooking, it's kind of whatever I like is what we're gonna cook. just how it is. But he has a lot of his favorite foods, and he'll tell me, hey, can you make this? You haven't made it in a while. I really like it. Like taco ring. That's actually really healthy. He loves it. And I used to like it, but I don't know, over the years, I don't like it as much. He also loves chicken and dumplings, which, again, I used to love chicken and dumplings, but throughout the years, I don't like it as much. I still like it, just don't love it like I used to. But and nachos. He loves nachos. And I love nachos too, but I like the shredded cheese. He likes the, what's it called? Velveeta cheese. And I'm not real big on the Velveeta cheese, but, you know, I like to do things that make him happy. So there you go. All right, I have rambled on enough. With that said, super excited with the 4-pound weight loss, excited with the 1/2 inch loss in my waist, excited about the 1 point down in my BMI, and the, 4 points down in my glucose. Very excited about my results. I did not take pictures, and I wish I would have. The very first time I weighed in, I did take a picture of the scale, but I did not take a picture of my glucose because I had actually done a video on it. And some reason the video just did not record properly, so I couldn't post it. But I do have a picture of the original weight and BMI from the scale. And I have a picture of the scale from this past weigh-in along with the glucose. So I will try to remember to post that at the end along with the food that I ate for this week, if I do that on this video. So if I don't do it on this video, it'll be on the next one, but I'll post that way you can see where I started, where I am now, and I'll try to remember to keep posting that moving forward. That way you can definitely see my results, because I know sometimes seeing it is better than me just telling you, hey, this is what it is. You'll actually be able to physically see, hey, this is where she was, this is where she is now. Things like that. And I really hope you continue to watch. Please like, subscribe to our channel, click that notification bell. All of those will help us continue to move forward and stay posting videos, which is something we really want. I'm kind of using this as like a weight loss diary / journal. It's just virtual. And if I can help anybody or reach anybody, I am so excited to do that. If you have any questions, just put them in the comments below. Make sure you check out our Facebook page, Another Year Bolder. I do have that recipe there, and I think I'm probably going to post most of it, because I did record most of it as well, and I'll post that too sometime this week or next week. So you'll see that coming up. All right, I hope you have a great day, and you stay tuned. Bye.